Welcome everybody to my channel. My name is Leslie and this is True Crime Astrology. I want to thank everybody for their likes or subscriptions and commenting on the video. Oh my gosh, you guys rock. Thank you, thank you so much for that. I wasn't really quite sure how I'd be received with all this. But you know what? Let's roll with it, right? Um, so, um, I'm taking y'all's advice and just getting right to the point, okay? No mumbo jumbo, no talking. All right, so let's talk about Chris Watts again. I mean, I like everybody else cannot get over this case. I just can't because it doesn't make sense. And yeah, so I wanted to really focus in on the fact the latest story that had came out for Chris Watts was that he his house was unsellable, and so it you know the house that they lived in Frederick, Colorado, is vacant, and it lies in the balance of probably nobody ever wanting it. And so I went into meditation and I started to really um, just let spirit talk to me, let it take me where I was, where it wanted to, and I will speak for that. And so I played so I went into meditation, but at the same time, I was watching the video footage of the morning or afternoon, rather, of the murder. Okay, so after he had murdered his family and taken them out to his work site, and nobody can get a hold of Shanann, you know, that morning when the cops were called. So I went into meditation and I was really trying to just figure out anything. So what it told me was that Shanann actually was advocating already for her murder, for her and her baby's unjust murder. She was already when you're ripped out of this life like that, just so abruptly and unexpectedly, when if anything, you should have just had a fight and that's it, right? Get over it. And if you were gonna get divorced because you found someone else, speaking for Chris, like get out, get out of the marriage and do that. So anyway, that night was her first confirmation that it was true, that it was true, that he was, he had a significant other than her. And so that was her first knowledge of knowing that. And he kills her right after, right? After she figured it out, after she got mad and was like, what? I knew it. And yeah, so she was ripped out of this world. So she was still mad, okay? She was still mad, of course. I mean, I would be, right? I would be. Even if I was especially if anyways, irregardless. I know that's not a word, but I like to use it. So he kills her, right? And then he goes to work like if normal, everything's fine. Like I said, out of sight, out of mind. He was just wow, I'm whew, glad that's over with. And she set the alarm bells off for her friends and family, right away. Something's up. Something's wrong. Go check on me. Something is wrong. And that is, you know, her best friend. I don't want to use her name out of respect, but I do give her full credit, and I totally respect her, and I hope she doesn't like come after me or get mad at me because I'm, you know, talking about this. But anyway, um, her best friend goes to the house. She's like, okay, something is wrong. My friend is not answering the phone. Her shoes are there. Like, her car is here. She's got little girls. Like, where'd they go? Like, that is so weird. Like, how did they just, vanish? Like magic, like poof. Because that's what Chris Watts was trying to accomplish, right? So Shanann set the alarm off for everyone, and everyone was coming together really quickly, because time was of the essence. Because you know, had he had gotten home with everyone just taking his word for it, like, yeah, jeez, I don't know, just with a friend. She went with a friend. I don't know who. I don't know what friend. We've been married for 8 years or 6 or whatever, been together for 8. And, like, yeah, I don't know what friend. Jeez, she must have friends I don't know about. I swear, the level of narcissism for Chris, that he actually thought he was gonna get away with this. Like, it was like, people were just gonna buy it and be like, oh, okay, yeah, totally, we believe you. Yeah, we believe you. Like, come on. Are you kidding me? Like, that doesn't happen. And so, anyways, okay. So I went into meditation. Let's talk about that. And she was, she's not actually particularly happy about what's happened to her home. She's not. You guys have to understand, she built this home. Like, she was involved in everything for it to be built. And so for it to just sit there vacant, without her babies, without her family, without her dreams, without her, you know, everything is just, it she doesn't like it. She doesn't like that it's there, but yeah. And I honestly don't know if anybody would um not hear her if they ever moved in there, honestly, because it's just one of those things that, I mean, you can't get away from that energy. And to begin with, the house was built on sacred ground. You know, there had never been houses built there before. Like, that neighborhood came up, and I'm not dogging the neighborhood or at all, but and they really do take care of each other. Like, they have formed like unity around and protecting like Shanann's last legacy, right? Which is her home, which is what she built. Okay. So she doesn't like it that the house is empty and alone. Um, and deteriorating. When I was in meditation, when I was watching the footage of when the cop first got there, um, and they came inside the home, the friends and the cop, and Chris was there. Um, I I I I heard her say, "I was just there. I was here." And then as Chris goes, if you watch the footage, he goes directly into the kitchen, avoids the upstairs where he killed her. And when the cop is like, "Well, did you check upstairs? What are you doing? Like, why are we in the kitchen? Like, she's not in the kitchen, right?" And then he goes into the basement. Like, he's like trying to like get them, like, point them in other directions so they won't look upstairs. And so I heard her say, "Where am I, Chris? Tell them where I am. Like, tell them where I am." And her energy was very prominent, telling, um, saying that, I brought them here. I brought them here. Um, she was determined that he was not going to get away with this. That because in his mind he thought that he would get away with it because, you know, like a true I don't want to generalize a certain sign, but okay, a Taurus sun and a Scorpio moon. I'm sorry, a Taurus sun, Scorpio rising, and an Aries moon. Okay, I don't want to generalize it, but I mean, he's like, well, I'm so quiet. No, I never even yell at anything. You know, I never raise my voice. Like he thought he was in the clear. Like he thought everyone was just gonna take his word for it. Like, oh yeah, okay, she's gone. She went with a friend. I mean, Chris says, but you know, like, of course not. That was not gonna be the case. She was not about to let that happen. She was like, you are going to pay for what you just did to us. Okay? And so that's why she sounded the alarm with her friends and her family, like, you guys go look for me. This isn't right. And yeah, she was more, I think, more determined for people not to take his word for it. Because Chris was so comfortable. Like, he'd never been in trouble, like I said. He had never been in trouble. And so he was like, in his mind, he was like, I'm in the clear. Except when the neighbor pulled up the footage. When the neighbor pulled up the footage, and like the cops were all like, okay, this is weird, this is strange. He was like, oh crap, I'm caught. And you know, Shanann was like, yeah, I brought them here. I brought them here for you. She sent her angels to help her because, you know, she had just been ripped out of her body. And her body was like, he had tried to seal like the evidence. I don't want to get into the details of the case. You guys know where to go get those details. I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk about the condition of their vessels at that point, right? They're like, our bodies are just vessels in this life, and when we leave this vessel, like, we continue on. And so it's pointless to talk about, like, oh, what happened to, you know, when we already know what happened. If we don't, if you know, they remain missing, then yes, we have to like really, like, you know, well, what happened? There was no, but we know what happened. So anyways, so that's what I got. I don't know if it made sense. Hopefully it did. You guys, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate you guys stopping by and visiting my channel, hanging out with me for a little bit. Much love. I hope you all have a really good day. Have a good day. Bye-bye.